Hey everyone, the building is done, but we still need electricity. I got the electrician. He gave us a quote. Everything's gonna be done. He has 2 people left in front of us. Once he finishes their work at their places, he'll be here and this will be done. All of this should be done, approved, coded, and usable sometime in February. Now the place is still a work in progress, so we'll have to build the drywalls and insulation, all that later, but just get it functional is all we really need right now. Because I mean, I could use that extra money from building some cool keyboards and selling them. Because I gathered up a lot of projects to do in anticipation of being ready. That way I don't have to hunt for things. I have so many things ready to do. And I have one piece of gear that I really want to review because I feel it's just so underrated, and I feel it's a really good beginner synth just because it's so easy, so simple. Everything you need is right there in it, but it's immediately hands-on, and it's not let's see, what's that word I'm looking for? It's not, well, it's not going to scare you away from synthesis, basically. It's not going to be like, whoa, this is too much for me. It's not overwhelming. That's what I meant to say. So, it's pretty cool. We'll go to that now. But, I'm going to do a full review, but I found this weird patch that I have to show y'all now, just in case it was a fluke, but I don't think it is. Here, let's show you the keyboard. Alright. This is it. Looks like a child's toy, but trust me, it's more than that. This is our Yamaha Portasound PSS 560. Now, I love this whole series of these higher-end PSS keyboards from Yamaha. I have a 560 and a few other versions. I have I think there's 4 total versions of it, and I have 3 of the 4 versions. But yeah. Alright, now, so you say, okay, this looks like some child's keyboard, right? Actually, if any of y'all have ever watched 8-Bit Keys, aka 8-Bit Guy, he'll tell you that the Ad-Lib Sound Blaster sound card from old computers, back in the 80s and such, this has that same sound card in this keyboard, and it's one of the few keyboards to use it. Now, sadly, I've done my research. No keyboard with that sound card has MIDI, because it was considered so low end by Yamaha that none of the keyboards with it had MIDI. Now, they did have one other keyboard that used a similar chip that they considered higher end because it sounded more natural, and it does have MIDI, and I have that board, but that board just doesn't sound as good. It sounds interesting, but different. Okay, so this is a computer chip keyboard. That's nothing special, right? But think about it this way. You got your presets, right? But then you got this full-on digital synthesizer right here. Now, this actually will let you change the waveform, the spectrum of your sound, how it's modulated, the attack decay. So you got AD, no ADSR, but just AD. And then this is a separate volume just for the digital synth part. So that's really unneeded, but I digress. Now, the cool thing, the really, really cool thing that they didn't have to do, but they did, and it's a miracle that they did this, is see how we have these preset patches? These preset patches are still made by this sound card, but they're independent. They're routed and created in a way with certain parameters that you can't affect with this. Like these have extra parameters that are inaccessible by this synth. Now, what you can do is you can pick a patch. Now, when you pick a patch, by default, it has the patch is meant to be. Regardless of how these sliders are, when you click a new patch, it plays it from baseline. And each slider doesn't go away from baseline until you move it. So that's cool. And you can add a little bit of an effect to a sound. Like, say, for example, violin. Say if violin used a wave that isn't one of these 5, you can leave it on that violin wave and then mod it other ways and get different sounds, but then if you ever move this switch, you won't be able to get that wave back without switching to another preset and back. So even though you get this 5x5, let's just say 25 way digital synthesizer, it's affecting each parameter, each preset. So each preset has its own version of it. And as well as if you don't want a preset, you can actually just go straight to the digital synthesizer only. Click that on, you start from baseline and you build it. It's kind of a gimmick, really. It's kind of like another patch. It's just kind of like a baseline patch. It's not really, they're trying to make it look like it's something big and different, but it's just like another patch, really. But when you're on the digital synthesizer mode, the sustain isn't as long as one thing I've noticed. Sorry about this bad camera zoom. Let's fix that a little bit. All right. Now, okay, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, and I probably got most of y'all bored, but this is just a quick review. This thing has other stuff too, drummers, chords. We'll get to that later. But what I wanted to show you was this patch I discovered. Now, most patches are relatively similar. You can tell, okay, this is the same keyboard, same set of waves usually. But when I got down to the harpsichord preset, I noticed when I switched the wave to number 2, well, all of them really, but especially number 2, the waves are different for this patch. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if it was a mistake or fluke, but the waves are different. And the second wave is actually a noise wave. And I get these really cool industrial noises. Now, if that wasn't cool enough, I found this weird glitch. Now you see the pitch up and down buttons? You can find a sweet spot on the pitch with this patch where the very bottom C key is not a noisemaker. It kind of like has this, feedback from like a delay pedal. It gives the whole keyboard a little feedback tone over the noise, but it's only on a certain pitch. I don't know how that works or how that makes sense, but it does it. And I wanted to show you, here's an example of how it sounds. It's pretty cool. And the decay of that is much different than everything else too. So if you like industrial tones, I'll give you a little preview. I gotta set the phone down, so bear with me. This isn't going to be the best playing because these are mini keys, so it's kind of hard, but I'll give you a little taste. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got here. Now we can do weird stuff and glitch out the keys like this. If you vibrate the keys with your fingers as fast as you can make the voices cancel and get some weird chopping effects. But yeah, I just like that I found this cool, just like a noisy patch that I guess is not supposed to be here, or is an Easter egg put in by the developers. I don't know, but I really kind of like it. Let's just play the keyboard all the way up and hear how it changes per key. Now listen, some of the keys, every once in a while you'll get a key with more of that delay effect, like this key. So it has that feedback ringing from, like, if you crank your feedback all the way up in time to 0, or vice versa, I can't remember at the moment, but it has that kind of effect. But then if we go one key up, we get the noise back, or one key down. See, the key down has a little bit of a phasing noise if you listen to it carefully. Very, very slight. And then the key above it doesn't, and it's more of just like a repeating, like, tremolo effect. I found this very interesting, and I don't know how just affecting the pitch did this to this keyboard, but I really like it. Let's keep playing it up. Listen, oh, this key, listen. And then the key below it, and the key above it. Very interesting patch. This patch does not behave like any other patch I've used on here. I either think this patch is a glitch that is overlooked by the developers, or it was an intentional Easter egg for the amateur or child who got this back in the day. Who knows how many actually figured this out, but I was just going through every patch in every single version, and I finally found this. So I think it's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. So the C keys seem to be the ones that have that special sound to them that kind of takes out some of the noise. So if we play the C's, I'm just going to play all the C's from lowest to highest. So it gets cleaner as it goes up the spectrum, which is very interesting. Let's play a few C. Now, I'm not trying to make this a musical demo. I'm just giving you examples of the sound. Yeah. Sorry, my nose is a little stuffy. That's why I'm sounding kind of weird right now. But still trying to get this little video out. I want to get something out. It's been so long. This will be the very last video done with my phone. The rest will be done with a 4K camera. They'll be nicer quality than this garbage. I'm sorry that you're looking at a black screen right now, but I have no way of holding the phone while I do this. So let's see. Now this is weird. Now if you've ever played a Juno 106, you know if you go into the I don't know if it does in regular mode, but they have like a testing mode where you can test each voice. And if you press the same key over, it'll play that same key with the different voices. And if you pay close attention, if you see one of your voice chips is dying, you can see that that voice will sound different or wrong or broken, whatever. But I noticed when I click this key, every like fourth voice is different. Listen carefully. You heard that? That was the same key, but the fourth press did that. Let's do. I can't notice the pattern, but tell me if you notice the pattern. I'll do it really quickly and make it easier for you. Let's see if we add vibrato if that does anything different to this patch. Now that is interesting. Once we add our vibrato, it instantly adds the noise to that key. It made our patch much noisier. Very interesting. Now, what's interesting about this board, it has something called stereo symphonic, which kind of like, what it does with the sound is it kind of, you got a speaker on each side, right? And it pushes that sound out to the left and right, so it makes you feel like you have a bigger range of sound. And if you turn that off, it sounds like the speakers are pushing the audio into the middle of the keyboard, sounding like there's actually a non-existent speaker in the middle of the keyboard that you're hearing, which kind of plays tricks on your mind. It's very weird. But it just affects the sound differently. Let's do an example. That's stereo symphonic. And then let's turn that off. You might not be able to pick that up as much on a video. That's more of something you pick up in real life, but I wanted to show you a little bit. Now, let's see. Let's change the pitch and see if we lose our tones, our special tones. Look, I went up one pitch. Let's go back down one pitch. We got it back. Let's go down one more pitch. It's gone again. That sweet spot we found with the pitch. Now, all I can think of is pitch is actually somehow affecting some other parameter on the sound chip, whether that's intentional or not. And I'd be curious to see if that affects more patches. Now, I will be doing a proper demo of this Now, a lot of people, when they do keyboard demos, or synthesizer demos, they try to make it as fast as they can, so it's like a 5 or 10 minute demo. And some people go in depth, maybe 30, 40 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fully just, I don't even know how you put it, I'm just going to fully just dissect the whole sound and what we can do with a keyboard. Now, if it's a really, really complex keyboard, I won't do it because we would be there for years, honestly. But a keyboard like this, it's simple yet complex. We will completely dissect, even if the video takes an hour or two. We will do that because I think these old boards deserve, you know, some investigation into their sounds, more than just, oh, this is a retro-sounding kid's keyboard from the 80s. No, it's so much more than that. Now, I will tell you, some keyboards from this age are junk, really. They are junk, and some are not. You have to know what you're buying. Now, the salesman is going to pitch you, oh, this is old classic vintage. Yeah, it's great. They might sell you one board that's $200, and you might be able to find this one for $50. Don't buy something, oh, it looks pricey, and they made it look nice in the camera. Do your research on that board, watch demos, look at the features, read the manuals, and then see if that board is for you. Because you will get kind of disappointed if you get a board that's like, oh, this isn't, I don't have that much options to do anything. I got like 5 presets, and I can't do nothing to them. This is much better. This is kind of like, this is like an FM synth 2 operator, very low resolution, but it's weird and crystalline in its own way, unlike a DX7. So yeah, I hope you like this video, and I will be doing some more in the future. Let's see, I want to show you so you actually believe me that the pitch is what changes this. All right. That's the same key, by the way. And one up. Let's see if we can find another sweet spot again. Nope. Sorry about my nails. I haven't actually had time to cut them. They're pretty ugly, but oh well. We're not professional yet. This is just the phone video, so nothing has to be fancy, right? Let's get this back on track. Let's set this down, sorry. There we go. It sucks that there's only like 3 keys I can play without that noisy sound that has this weird, unique tone. Just the C keys. Alright, now let's try something. Now I'm going to show you that we can get rid of that noise with this wave. It's clean now. It's just on this patch, like I'll switch patches. Another one. And then back to our harpsichord. And we gotta edit these parameters again. In case you want to create this patch at home and you do have this keyboard, this is your layout you're going to want, and you're going to want to be on harpsichord preset. And you're going to go through the pitches, testing with the C key, until you can get that thing. Now what's cool about this is, this seems to me, this actually, I know you're going to think I'm insane, you're going to think this is, okay, conspiracy theory, but I actually think, what if this is a secret debug patch, and this is a secret way to debug the voices that they never said in the manual, that they never told anybody, that only they used when testing the board before releasing it. Get the certain patch a certain way, go to a very certain pitch, and then go to a C key, and then but see, it's random. It's random. That's why it doesn't hold up. that theory does not hold up, because it's just like a random probability of, will it be this pitch or that pitch, or that sound or this sound. Let's take off that secret pitch now. Pretty interesting. Now I'm going to show you another basic just patch to give you another example how this thing can sound. It can sound very usable. Very FME. But that's for another time. This video was already long enough. We spent way much more time on this than we should have. But I just had to get that patch out there because I didn't want to dedicate this much time to that patch in the full rundown. In the full rundown, I will give a link to this video about that patch. But that patch is like 20 minutes of our time. I just needed to dedicate it to that. So yeah, this review of this keyboard will be one of the first videos. There's a few boards I'm going to review. There's a few boards that I have projects for, that if any of y'all would like that board to be modified for you, just let me know. Because it's all going to be done on the channel. It's going to be recorded live. Like, I'm not going to mod them and then show them after. I'm actually going to show you the process. We're going to do some weird stuff. We're going to do some things that I haven't seen other people do as much. We're going to try to build in effects to our modded keyboards. We're also going to try to turn instruments electronic that really were never meant to be, or that really aren't even instruments in the first place. And then we're going to put those weird instruments through effects and just all kind of crazy stuff. So stay tuned. I know my I guess my presentation isn't the best, but I'm new to these videos. Over time, I'll get better at presenting these. It'll get more streamlined. It'll get more professional. But this will be the last phone video. I can promise you that, unless I'm maybe out and about giving an update about just talking. But any like recorded video will be line input, recorded properly, and in 4K. So I'm glad you checked out this video, this weird little patch I found on the Yamaha PSS 560. If you have this board, I definitely recommend testing out that patch. If you're into industrial kind of tones or just noise in general, you can probably use that. You can probably even sample that if you wanted to. Like I said, no MIDI, so it's a bad thing, but we do got left and right auxiliary outputs plus headphone. I'm kind of debating one day is, should I modify one of these to have MIDI? Is it worth it? I don't know. But that's something for the future. So I hope you enjoyed this. And in the comments, let me know what you would like to see the most. Would you like to see more reviews when I start? Would you like to see more modifications of boards? Would you like to see more informational videos, more recommendations? Or would you like to see, let's say, tips and tricks? So just let me know what works for you, what you like. But I'm going to be putting out all the different kind of content regardless. You just see what you like the best, and I'll try to make more of that. So yeah. Now, one thing I will say is this channel is not going to be child friendly. Now, it's not like we're going to have girls gone wild on here, but I'm not going to hold back any words, any thoughts. If I want to say a cuss word, I'm going to say it. If I want to say something obscene, I'm going to say it. This is how I am. I don't have a filter. I'm not going to say it really if I don't need to, but there's going to be a chance. So, you know, watch out for that. Don't let your small child watch this. Unless I put a little sign that says, well, I don't know. I'm thinking of how I'm going to do that. Am I actually going to put a sign that says, this is not suitable? But that just seems too, you know, eh. I just recommend watching the video first and then you deciding if you want your child or whatever to watch this video, or your grandmother. Maybe my words is too much for your grandmother. You gotta make sure it's safe for her first. But yeah, this is a lot of talking, but I'm trying to get a lot in here since it's gonna be our last video until at least February when we get that stuff going. I'm probably not gonna modify this keyboard. I love this series so much. I'll modify these when I have 2 of each one. I think I had like 6 of these at one point. I had to sell 2 of them because I know I did some dumb stuff and I owed some money. So, but that's almost over. So we should be getting back on track with our life now. But yeah. Any of my builds, once they're built, I'm not going to put them on for sale right away. I'm going to give my subscribers a week to contact me for each one of the boards before I put them on public sale. That way it'll give you the chance to get the board before someone else snags it up. Say some music shop buys it and then they try to sell it for more. You know what I mean? Bad stuff happens like that. It's just the industry. You can't blame them. They need to make a buck. Everyone needs to make a buck. Everyone has their own method of doing that. But yeah, I will give you guys a full week to decide if you want a modified board or custom instrument when I build it. Now, I do have long-term goals. I really would like to develop my own products, either whether it be pedals or synths or whatever I fall into. But I don't really have the kind of the patience or the expertise or the knowledge, so I doubt that would happen. But I will build a ton of one-off instruments that, you know, I'm not going to sell for outrageous prices. Now, if you like, I will actually do custom-made things for you. Say you're like, oh, I have this board. Would you modify this for me? I'll pay you to do blah, blah, and blah, blah. Sure, I'll do that. But I'm just saying, no, you have to pay for the shipping if we ever do that. But I have so many cool things that I'm going to be modifying. You really don't have to do that. You just stay tuned to what I modify next. And say, hey, I might like that, or hey, I might not. Now, some of the stuff I'm already going to know I'm going to fall in love with, I'm going to want to keep. I'm not going to sell. That's got to be real. But I got to pay the bills too. And I'd rather make my own cool creations and sell them than like selling out as, you know, some, I don't want to use this term, but synth YouTubers sell out. Not all of them do. A really, really good one who does not sell out is like Simon the Magpie. He's one of the real ones. But there are some other ones, you know, they're kind of like, this is so plastic. This sounds like a commercial. I won't give you any of that. I'm not gonna just like ruin what a good thing this could be. So yeah, I'm glad you're part of this channel. I know we don't have many people yet. I hope to grow it. I know I'm never gonna be big like what's his name, Andrew. I don't want to butcher his last name, because I'm not gonna say it. But you know what I'm talking about. I know I won't be that big, but hopefully we get like maybe 1,000 subscribers or something. Have like a cool little community here making cool stuff. And yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to add to this video. Let's see. Oh yeah. That's it. Dang it. Wait, I'm trying to see how should I word this? Sorry, I'm going blank on you. That's it. Oh yeah, duh. I don't even know how I did not mention this. This blew my mind. I mean, not blew my mind. It blew my mind that I forgot. But I kind of have ADD and I forget things after 5 minutes they've happened. Sometimes I'm thinking so fast I switch my words like I just did when I said that sentence. If you probably caught that, you probably did. But hi, I'm Boxy, you see? Okay, no, that was cringy, but I'm gonna be making original music too, which some of it is gonna be very political. Some of it is not gonna have any lyrics at all. Now, I'll have to think of an artist name for like my political alias, as you will. I will let y'all know in the video before I release any of that stuff, because those tracks are gonna be very extreme in regards of what I talk about. Political issues, there'll be no holds back. You definitely won't want children to hear those songs. But other than those, the rest of the songs, whether they be vocal or not, under other names, will be friendly for all people. So I'll decide on what that name will be when I get to that point. Whenever I decide I want to go make that music as well. But yeah, see, some people stick with one kind of music that they're good at or they like. I know it's kind of bad to branch out too far. I'm not going to go too far. I'm still going to stay in electronic, range. But I'm going to do various styles. It just depends on what I want to do at that moment. I don't want to limit myself to, oh, you're just doing IDM. Oh, you're just techno. No, that's boring. Why would you confine yourself into a little bracket and have to just produce that kind of music. I don't like that. Plus, I want to kind of mix up my own styles. They might sound similar to other. I don't know yet. We'll just see how we go. This is going to be a learning process for me and a interesting process for you all to watch as I progress through all this. So, think what else. I would say the majority of the music is going to be non-lyrical, but there are going to be lyrical music. I think all of the lyrical music is going to be political. It's going to be from that one alias that I create, because I just singing for the singing part of it doesn't really resonate with me. I like music as music better without vocals. I think kind of vocals ruin music unless there's a very strong statement that kind of resonates with a listener. They can relate to their own life. Not just some girl-boy drama. Something that really actually matters, you know. Those are the kind of issues I'm going to talk about. Some of them you will not agree with. Some you will. Don't take offense if you don't like what I'm talking about, because you'll find one of the songs you do agree on. And that's an important part of the conversation, is just being able to debate and talk. Not just shoot each other, kill each other because you have a different opinion. You know, we need to bring back healthy debate. So yeah, stay forward to that. That's going to be very interesting. I don't know how I'm going to, what's going to be my musical style of singing, how I'm going to do that. I have no singing, what's it called, practice or talent. So it might be kind of talk singing. I don't know how that's going to be. It's going to be very interesting, but interesting for me. Maybe not for you, but yeah. I'm not going to start out with that right away. I'm going to start with just some instrumental music to get our feet wet and not go over the top right away, scare everybody away. But yeah. And don't think, there's going to be something for all of y'all. If you like, ambient, smooth stuff, or if you like acidy or hardcore, just fast, or like, okay, let's chill out. I'm going to try to give everyone a little bit of something. I'm not going to make music because I want to appeal to a certain demographic, but I'm going to make that variety because I really like a variety. None of this will ever be pandered. It won't be like, let's just say, I'm giving you an example. Oh, super jazz is the new style. Everyone's making super jazz if they want to make money. I'm not going to just start making super jazz because I'm going to sell out and make the money and get easy, quick buck. I'm only going to make the super jazz if that's something I want. See, I just made up super jazz. That's not a real thing, but I just get it's an example. So there are styles I will not make. I will not make dubstep. I do not like it. I'm sorry. It'll never be made on the channel. There might be things you say, well, that sounds a little like it. Maybe, but no dubstep. What else? That's pretty much one of the only off-limit things that I'm really not going to do. I just don't like the style. Nothing that's poppy, really. No poppy stuff. What